Have you ever met someone in English and suddenly not known what to say next?
Maybe you want to speak, but your mind goes blank. If that has happened to you, don't worry. It is completely normal.
And today we're going to make that much easier.
By the end of this lesson, you'll know exactly how to introduce yourself in simple English.
You'll learn what to say at a party, at work, and on a video call.
And if you're new here, welcome to Daily Duo English.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Ben.
We help you speak real, simple English in a clear and natural way.
No complicated grammar, no difficult explanations, just English you can actually use.
So let's start with something important. To introduce yourself, you do not need a big speech. You only need a few simple pieces.
That's right. When you meet someone for the first time, you usually do a few basic things. You say hello, you say your name, you answer one or two simple questions, and then you ask the other person something too.
Before we move into real-life situations, let's build a simple introduction together.
First, let's listen to a very short introduction.
Hi, I'm Maria. Nice to meet you.
That already works.
Yes, it is short, but it is real English, and sometimes that is enough.
Now let's make it a little longer.
Hi, I'm Maria. I'm from Spain. I'm a teacher. Nice to meet you.
That is still simple, but now it sounds more complete.
And later, we'll show you fuller examples. But first, let's look at each part clearly. The first step is your greeting. You can say hi or hello. Both are good.
After that, say your name. You can say, I'm Ben, or my name is Ben.
Both are correct, but in everyday conversation, I'm Ben usually sounds more natural.
My name is Ben is also good. It just sounds a little more formal.
And if you want to ask the other person's name, a very useful question is, what's your name?
So you might hear, Hi, I'm Ben. What's your name?
And the answer could be, I'm Emily.
After that, people often ask, How are you?
Keep your answer simple. You can say, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm great, or I'm okay.
I'm good sounds a little more natural in everyday conversation, but I'm fine is also correct.
And you do not need a long answer. A short answer is completely fine.
Then it is friendly to ask back, How are you? Another common question is, Where are you from?
This question is about your country or the place you come from.
So you can answer like this. I'm from Mexico. I'm from Brazil. I'm from Italy.
You can also use nationality words. I'm Mexican. I'm Brazilian. I'm Italian.
Both ways are correct. I'm from Italy tells us the country. I'm Italian tells us your nationality.
If someone wants to know where you live now, they may ask, where do you live?
Then you can say, I live in Paris. I live in Seoul. I live in New York.
So, I'm from Italy and I live in Paris are not the same thing.
And if both are important, you can put them together. I'm from Italy, but I live in Paris now. Then you may hear, What do you do?
This question usually means your job. It does not mean, what are you doing right now?
So you can answer with something simple like, I'm a student. I'm a teacher. I'm a designer. I'm an engineer.
You can also say, I work at a school. I work in an office. I work at a restaurant.
And another useful question is, where do you work? This question asks about your company, your place, or your department.
Then you can answer, I work at Bright Tech. I work at a school. I work in the IT department. So remember, what do you do? I'm an engineer. Where do you work? I work in the IT department.
If you are studying, one more useful sentence is, I study English.
Sometimes in a real conversation, you may want to add one small extra sentence.
For example, if you are at a party, in a class, or at an event, you can say, this is my first time at this party, or this is my first time at this event.
That sounds natural and clear.
And if you are in a class or a meeting, you can also say, I'm here for the English class, or I'm here for today's meeting.
People also sometimes talk about age. This is optional. You don't always need to say your age, but it's useful to know the sentence. You can say, I'm 25 years old.
And one very important phrase comes at the end of many first conversations. Nice to meet you.
We usually use this when we meet someone for the first time.
If the other person says it first, you answer, nice to meet you too.
And when you want to keep the conversation going, you can say, what about you? Or, how about you?
Those are short, friendly ways to give the conversation back to the other person.
So now you already have the main building blocks: a greeting, your name, how you are, where you are from, where you live, what you do, and a polite ending.
Now let's hear how these pieces sound in real conversations.
Imagine this. It is Friday night and you are at a small party. There is music in the background, people are talking in little groups. Some people know each other, but you do not know many people there yet.
Maybe you see one person standing nearby. You want to be friendly, but you are not sure how to begin.
This is a very common moment, and one simple sentence is enough to start.
Let's listen. In this example, two people meet at a party.
Hi, I'm Maria.
Oh, hi. I'm Lucas.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How about you?
I'm good too. This is my first time at this party, actually.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. So, where are you from?
I'm from Canada. What about you?
I'm from Spain.
Oh, nice. Do you live here now?
Yes, I do. I live here now.
That's nice. What do you do?
I'm a teacher. I teach English.
That sounds great. I'm a designer.
Oh, nice.
I work in design.
That sounds really interesting.
That conversation was simple, but it felt real.
Yes, because they did not try to say too much. They used simple questions, clear answers, and a few small reactions.
Little reactions like, oh, nice, and that sounds great, make the conversation feel warmer and more natural.
Now, let's go to a different situation.
Imagine this. It is your first day at a new job. The place is new, the people are new, you may feel a little nervous.
Then, someone smiles at you and starts a conversation. This situation is a little more professional than a party, but the English is still simple and friendly.
Let's listen. In this example, Sarah welcomes Daniel on his first day.
Hi, I'm Sarah. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Daniel. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. I'm a little nervous today.
That's completely okay. First days can feel like that. Where are you from?
I'm from Germany.
Oh, nice. Do you live in the city now?
Yes, I do.
Great. What do you do?
I'm an engineer.
Nice. Do you work in IT?
Yes, I do. I work in IT.
That's great. Welcome to the team.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. It's my first day, so I'm still learning everything.
This is a good work introduction because it is still clear and easy.
And lines like, "It's my first day," and "I'm happy to be here" are very useful in a work situation.
Now let's move to our third situation. Imagine this. You are joining an online English class. You are at home, sitting in front of your computer. You join the call and the teacher appears on the screen.
You have never spoken before, so there is one extra useful step here. At the beginning of many online conversations, people check if they can hear each other.
Let's listen. In this example, Sarah is the teacher and Min is a student. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Great. I'm Sarah, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Min. Nice to meet you too.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Where are you from?
I'm from Korea.
Oh, nice. Do you live in Seoul?
Yes, I do. I live in Seoul.
Great. What do you do?
I'm a student. I study English.
Nice. Are you here for the English class?
Yes, I am.
That's great. Thanks for joining today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. On a video call, "Can you hear me?" is a very common way to begin.
It is not really part of your self-introduction, but it is a very useful line for online conversations.
And after that, the same core introduction patterns still work. So now let's bring everything together.
We're going to show you a few model self-introductions. These are patterns you can copy and use in real life.
Model 1 is the short version.
Hi, I'm Maria. Nice to meet you.
That is the easiest version.
Model 2 is the basic version.
Hi, I'm Lucas. I'm from Brazil. I'm a student. Nice to meet you.
That is a great simple introduction.
And Model 3 is a fuller version.
Hi, I'm Sophia. I'm from Italy and I live in Paris now. I'm a teacher. Nice to meet you. What about you?
That sounds clear, complete, and natural.
And here is one more useful version for school or work.
Hi, I'm Daniel. It's my first day. I'm from Canada. I'm an engineer and I work in IT. Nice to meet you.
That is another very practical model.
So now you do not just know the pieces, you also have full examples you can follow. Okay, let's do a clear review together. Today, you learned how to introduce yourself in English. You learned how to say hello, how to say your name, how to answer "How are you?", how to say where you are from, how to say where you live, and how to talk about what you do.
You also learned some useful extra lines like, "It's my first day," "I'm happy to be here," "I'm here for the English class," and "Nice to meet you."
And maybe the most important thing is this. Now you have full models you can actually use.
So, if someone asks you to introduce yourself, you can now say something like, "Hi, I'm Sophia. I'm from Italy and I live in Paris now. I'm a teacher. Nice to meet you."
Or, "Hi, I'm Lucas. I'm from Brazil. I'm a student. Nice to meet you."
That means you are not starting from zero anymore.
And yes, that means you are already speaking English.
Not perfect English, not advanced English.
But real English.
And that is a very big step.
So if you meet someone and want to introduce yourself, you already have the words.
Now it is about using them.
And remember one more thing before we go. After you talk about yourself, ask the other person something too.
You can say, "What about you? How about you? What's your name? Where are you from?"
Those questions make the conversation feel natural and balanced.
So here is your challenge. The next time you meet someone in English, do not try to say too much. Just choose one of today's models and use it.
Start simple. That is the best way.
And if you feel nervous, that is completely normal. Most people feel nervous when they speak a new language.
But now you know what to say, and that makes the next conversation much easier.
If you want, write your introduction in the comments. Keep it simple and real.
For example, "Hi, I'm Maria. I'm from Spain. I'm a student. Nice to meet you."
We'd love to read it.
Thank you so much for being here with us today.
We're really happy you joined us.
And we'll see you in the next episode of Daily Duo English.
Bye for now.